Hey guys, it's Rise, and we're back with another Regent game, and it's Ascension 9. So, enemies are deadlier. We're offered lead paperweight, precarious shears, and field holster. I think we're going to go with the lead paperweight this game. I like the colorless cards, and while I like fisticuffs, and that is a genuine possibility, we're going to actually go with Thrumming Hatchet this game. I've not really played it. I've gotten it, generated from other cards, like Jackpot or, Jack of all trades or whatever. But which, by the way, both of those have Jack in the name, and they generate cards. So that's kind of interesting. But I thought this could be fun. It's a card that's very strong in terms of just the damage output. If I have it with Falling Star or Know Thyself, it's going to be very strong. So already fight one, I was like, oh, that was quick, and we are offered a Know Thy Place immediately, which lets us apply 1 weak and 1 vulnerable. And then it exhausts. Now, the upgraded version, at least in this version of the beta branch, continues to stay persistent. It doesn't exhaust anymore, so it's kind of nice. And we also get a regen potion because I didn't feel like doing the spoils map. I generally don't like the spoils map. You're holding a curse. It's a very delayed payoff. I think it's okay, right? If you're, especially on lower ascensions, it's okay, but otherwise that potion's often going to be better immediately to get to the next act, right? Like, if you can't get to the next act to begin with, and especially on floor 3, you just don't know if you're going to have a shot at that. So generally my thought process is, let's just make sure we get to the next act, and a potion, even at the cost of 8 health, is going to be a lot more helpful because we can always heal at a rest stop or something. So we're going to get rid of a card, and then we could gain some max HP repeatedly. We'll go with the heal since we lost some for the potion, though, instead. And that'll just keep us in a little bit better shape than where we would otherwise be. We also have enough where we can upgrade this Thrumming Hatchet immediately, so that's pretty neat. And that's a good start to the match here, or to the game. We've got Falling Star and Know Thy Place on a small deck, so almost every time we should be able to play that with Thrumming Hatchet. Now, that means that the only thing we need to do is get ourselves to Thrumming Hatchet quickly. And whether that's making it innate, which is uncommon and rare, and probably not what we're going to make innate anyway, even if we could. And we can't right now, so who cares? It's just being able to draw to that quickly. So a small deck's going to help a lot with that. So already I'm like, you know what? I think we have a good shot at being able to deal with this elite. We'll hit that regen potion just in case, and we can full block turn 1 plus the heal, which is good because turn 2 is pretty poor in terms of blockage. But with the weak, we're actually blocking almost full block there. I do think we're going to end up with a pretty weak turn here at some point. So the faster we can get him down to 75, the better to stun him. And Thrumming Hatchet is definitely doing work. It's really nice to have that reliable 21 damage almost every turn, since we're getting Know Thy Place and Falling Star so much. So with that in mind, if my only star usage is Falling Star, Gather Light is really good. And I have 2 of them. If you notice, I picked up 2 of them. They're decent block, and they generate 1 star. And I think that's honestly all I need. We're not going to take a third one. That's getting a little crazier. But I feel pretty confident. We could potentially go for 2 elites. But instead, I would love to get a sharp event. So we'll go after the question marks instead. Here, we're able to smith, and we can get that Know Thy Place upgraded, so we can keep playing that. I think that's good. And we get it. We get the self-help book immediately. Thrumming Hatchet sharp. Now we're doing 16, if not 24. And it feels pretty good. Question is, do we take another Know Thy Place? No, I don't know about that. Omni Slice is interesting. It's some AoE, and it works with the Know Thy Place or Falling Star. But honestly, card removal is also really good here. If we just get rid of another Strike or Defend or Venerate, honestly, all of those would have been fine. We'll be able to get back to our Thrumming Hatchet more frequently. I kind of wish I took Omni Slice. I don't. I kind of wish I took it, though. Mostly because we have so much vulnerable that it's often going to do 12 to all for 0. Monarch's Gaze was a brief consideration. Maybe with Omni Slice that would be okay. It is okay with Falling Star too, but we just don't have that many multi attacks, so I decided I don't like it yet. This is probably the last game that you'll see from me before the new Skulking Colony art. Stupid, sexy Skulking Colony, where he's undulating in a very inappropriate manner at us. If you haven't seen it, it's ridiculous. I don't hate it. I'm not sure I would say I love it, but I certainly don't hate it. Yeah, anyway. The fight doesn't change, I don't think. It's just literally the artwork in that. And this is a scary enemy. I especially in Ascension 9, that extra damage it does on that turn, that multi-attack, is very scary. But we get at it without too much damage taken. And we're offered a charge. Charge is really interesting here. It would help us deal with statuses. Not that we have to deal with that with this particular boss, but we're going to try it because I think it's going to help later in the run as well. And we're offered a Spiral or a Full Heal, basically. I like Spiral, and believe it or not, I like it on an unupgraded Defend. The reason for that is it's basically, it makes that Defend better than an upgraded Defend. The upgraded Defend is already good and probably overblocking. So then I upgraded a different Defend, and now basically all my defense cards are pretty good. And I'm happy with that. So anyway, we're up to the Lagavulin Matriarch. We are pretty strong here with the cards that we got. We get a Jackpot, Kingly Kick, and obviously our Thrumming Hatchet. I don't actually think I want to play Jackpot here. I very much want to play Thrumming Hatchet, and Kingly Kick's going to be good. Yeah, that's going to, every time you draw it, it lowers the cost. So the next time we draw it, it won't still cost 0, unfortunately. It will cost like 2 or maybe even 3. I'm not sure. And there you go. There you see, we have that Defend with the replay, and we full block pretty easily. We also got an Orbit, by the way, and that's kind of nice. We've got a chance to play Charge, which we can get rid of some strikes. We can get rid of Jackpot. I don't feel like I'm ever playing Jackpot. Oh, Kingly Kick cost 4. Okay, that solves that problem. So it's going to come back costing us 3. So we will be able to play it, but I don't think we will play it because we're going to want to play Thrumming Hatchet. Although, unless I suppose if it got us the kill, we would play it. But otherwise, it seems not worth it. Manifest Authority is going to get played, even though it adds a card. We get the automation, so every 10 cards we draw, we get 1 extra energy. And not likely to be used very much here, although it is nice to have, especially with Orbit. That just lets us play basically everything, and it does give us that extra energy. So, all right, we'll take it. So that's going to give us, with Orbit, that's going to give us 5 energy that we can mess around with which is pretty nice. And that's going to be, Kingly Kick, just shy. That's going to get us at least pretty close to a full block here, even with the strength and dex down. And even though this fight can get scary very quickly, from here, we're in pretty good shape. I think I might have played that slightly different if I realized I needed to block a little bit more. But that's okay. Sometimes you can forget about the deck. So we get another Star Potion that we're never going to use. And we're offered Heavenly Drill, Void Form, or Guards. Now, Heavenly Drill is always kind of interesting, but Guards I'm super down for more transforms and reducing our deck size, because it makes cards that ultimately exhaust. So here you can see we've kind of started turning into Exhaust Regent. I know they're transforms, but they transform into cards that exhaust. So yeah, I mean, Exhaust Regent, I didn't realize was a thing. I know Regent can make status cards, and I know they can obviously do things like Charge and all that, but it's the Thrumming Hatchet that I really think makes this what it really is here. And pretty neat, if you ask me. So we could play Guards here, but we're basically full blocking, so it feels a little wasteful. I'd rather get rid of some cards I don't want to play coming up, which could be the only lone unupgraded Defend, but I think Strike and Venerate is a better choice. So far we're not playing Venerate at all. And we don't really care about, I mean, it would be good to play the Falling Star for just the weak, because Vulnerable doesn't really do anything. I guess it makes our unupgraded strikes do more if we had any left. But even a single Gather Light gets us there anyway. So, and so does Know Thy Place. So we've got plenty of defense and protection here going into, yeah, the Act 2. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. We're going up against the exoskeletons, which normally are not very challenging, and there's no difference in that perspective for this particular fight. We'll get out of here mostly unharmed. Maybe we took one. I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. And yeah, not a bad fight. Still, 2 unused star powers that we're never going to use. We're offered a bunch of junk. I have yet to take Prophesize. I don't think this is the run for it. Draw 6 seems good. Maybe if Thrumming Hatchet was, well, even then, even if it was 0 cost, I get it back every turn anyway. So I'm not sure. I'm sure there are times where I would want it. I can't think of when it is. So if I think of it later in the run, I'll certainly let you know. We're up against the Mantis. He's going to steal our Thrumming Hatches. We definitely want that back. So this seems like a good guard's turn, too, to just get rid of all this stuff and exhaust it so that we don't draw it in the next turns. And we have as high probability as possible to just draw all of our damage cards. Although I guess we could save the Minion Sacrifice to block. I think it's more important to get rid of them so that we can... It's too bad I don't have sturdy clamp or anything. But yeah, at this point, we should be fine. We've got, again, good defense. We're able to play everything. We full block. And 2 more hits, I'll knock them out of the air, which I cannot do. I'm 1 star short. Maybe I shouldn't have transformed all of those cards after all. But I think we're fine. We will take 1 more damage on the way out, but the Minion Dive Bomb will get us there from here. So another pretty easy fight. Feels good. We get our Thrumming Hatchet back, which would have been great in that fight, by the way. We'll get rid of one of those star potions and take the attack pot. Now, this is a fantastic choice. Lunar Blast. Yeah, I kind of like it. You might say, why didn't you take Child of the Stars? And the answer is because we're not using it all that frequently, for 1. But 2, look at this. 18 for 0. We have a lot of skills. And guess what we get when we play guards? A whole bunch of exhausting skills. If we can line up... Now I kind of wish I had Prophesize. Well, I mean, it would be a struggle to play Lunar. But it would obviously it'd be good. So overall, like, this is a kind of a cool deck happening. Now, if I had Lunar here, that would be pretty baller. Did not happen. But you can see the idea, right? Because playing guards is one skill. And Lunar does damage based on the number of skills that you play. So 1 skill plus another 5 that we transformed. With Pale's Blood getting us that extra draw is really nice. Yeah, we would have done 6 if he was vulnerable. We would do 6 times 5. 30 damage for 0. Not bad. Not bad. And here we do get to play it. We obviously want to play our other skills first, but he's dead before we can really enjoy it. The other star potion is going bye-bye, and unfortunately, this is not what we're trying to do here. No Crescent, no Reflect. We already have good block cards. We don't have that much star power. And whatever that last card was also didn't make sense. I already forgot. Immediately forgot what the last card was. Impressive. This fight, also not too scary, but we'll probably take some damage early on. Not too bad. But more importantly, he's already down to 18. Unfortunately, we are weakened, so that is annoying. But Thrumming Hatchet, don't care. 18, even weakened. Yeah, not bad. Dive Bomb going to help, and we'll definitely get out of the first 2 Bullbug portion of the fight scot-free here. There's nothing scary about this guy anymore. Minion Dive Bomb, not quite enough, but the strike will get us to the Promised Land, and then we can once again continue to thin the deck. And I think that the hardest choice that I have is that you got to be careful. It's easy to play Charge and then go like, oh wait, I actually didn't look. I needed those cards. That can get you in trouble. So the only bad thing about Minion Dive Bombs is they confuse me sometimes, and I think Lunar is going to do more damage than it is. However, Lunar works well with Replay on the Defend. That's right. That counts as 2 because you play it separately. So Lunar works with replay. Who would have guessed? Very nice. Good fight. Some decisions to be made here. I'm not remembering. Oh, I was thinking about Cosmic Indifference. That's right. But Spoils of Battle is another interesting one. Forge 5. Okay, whatever. Draw 2. Wait a second. That's useful, especially with Lunar. And it gives us some scaling. Believe it or not, it gives us scaling. And we only have a 16-card deck, which we're thinning out, so we can play that pretty regularly and build up a Sovereign Blade in the background for whenever it is we need it, which can be paired with other things like, I don't know, Parry, for one. Galactic Dust, for every 10 stars spent, gain 10 block. Never going to use that. Gnarled Hammer, that would have been good on Lunar, and maybe some other stuff. Thrumming Hatchet, if I didn't already sharpen that. So it would literally have to go on Lunar, Falling Star, and a Strike. Not going to do it. I can't bring myself to do it. 217 gold is a lot to spend on 3 damage for Lunar. Maybe worth it, honestly. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe worth it. But there's some other good stuff here. And most importantly, I think Kingly Punch is going to be the pick. It's very interesting to me because, again, as we thin the deck, we have another form of scaling. So if we look at removing a card, I think it's pretty clear that it's basically going to be Strike if we were to remove a card. We're down to 2. But again, with Charge, it's kind of like, I mean, we could do that, but it's not that important. We have good potions. Calamity is not what I want. Calamity is kind of anti-synergy. So yeah, we'll go with the Kingly Punch, and you might as well get rid of a Strike. We could actually get rid of a regular Defend or Venerate for that matter. So yeah, let's get rid of the Defend. Balance the deck a little bit between attacks and defends. And here we go. Toughest fight in the game for me on average these days. The Millipede. Or the Decimillipede, whatever that means. That would be 10,000 legs, I guess. If you didn't notice, I fast forward this fight. Because I think I'm in this fight for like legitimately 10 minutes in real life. And we're on 450% fast forward. So it won't be that long, I swear. You can have the patience to watch it. But I thought I would do you the favor of, 1, saving you the pain of watching me fight this thing. And 2, embarrassingly, like, it should be dead right here. But it's not. And I keep getting these guys down to 1 health. What is this? How did that work out? The break point is thin. And I honestly, I think I could have beaten this a lot sooner had I just given it more thought early on and checked the math. So, very frustrating, honestly. But what are you going to do? We got through it. Yeah, I think maybe it was 4 minutes in game. So, a little exaggerative, but no need to watch that painful fight that I hate. I genuinely hate that fight. All right, we're going to rest up here, go into full health against the Hunter Killer. And this is a good fight to have Thrumming Hatchet, for sure. Also, all of our attacks are good. Thrumming Hatchet does a lot. Sovereign Blade does a lot. And some others. So we're probably going to need to prioritize Defends. And Defend Replay is the first one to prioritize because it hits twice. And the second one actually already does less block than the first one. Lunar Blast, 0 times 4, heck yeah, all right. Just throwing like pocket sand at this guy, and he doesn't have eyes, so it doesn't bother him. Kingly Punch, though, is nice because it scales as we draw. Even if we play it last, we can focus on making sure that we block for as much as we can here. And we would like to play Weaken if we could. Unfortunately, I don't have enough star power for that. So we will take a hit here. Bronze Scale's doing some work too, by the way. The multi-attack's kind of nice to see him taken out from that. And we get through with just a little bit of damage taken. with a speed potion for our troubles. I still don't take the Prophesize. I keep thinking about it, but I end up not taking it. And Stardust is a dead card because we're not even having enough star power with the very little star power that we use, primarily Falling Star. Next up, do we do 2 elites or Reston and an elite? We have, obviously we've killed the Millipede, so we have Mr. Bees is most likely going to be, well, not most likely, a good probability that we get him, and Infested Prism, right? So I think with Thrumming Hatchet, Infested Prism's fine. Mr. B's a little tougher. Not good with Lunar. Not really good with, well, obviously any multi-attack. But Kingly Punch and Spoils of Battle, not bad. But the Dazes can be scary. So we're going to upgrade Kingly Punch for some better scaling. And I like taking another question mark here. Clumsy, not that big of a deal because it is ethereal and we could charge it. We get a Vajra. That's very nice with Lunar. So that's perfect. Lucky for us, we end up getting Infested Prism and making sure that we weaken before we use our Falling Star for the vulnerable is kind of nice. So he's weakened for 2 turns. We're able to get a full block out on that first turn. And here we go. This is a good example of Guard's Lunar if we wanted. Let's not transform that 25 damage Hatchet though. But I guess I'm not going to Guards. Maybe we save Guards for a future hit. And we still do 14 with Lunar. That Vajra helping out a little bit. And we get Sparkling Rouge. So now Sparkling Rouge, I didn't really hit much of my my relics here. So let's take a quick second to just go over it. Obviously, we have the starting relic and the one that gave us Thrumming Hatchet. Then we got Strike Dummy. I never even mentioned that, so our strikes are doing 9 anyway. Also, like, if it was Kingly Strike, that would do another 3. If it was Lunar Strike instead of Lunar Blast, that would do another 3, which would be OP and amazing. We got Warpaint gave us a couple of free upgrades. Chuzu Bracelets means we only get events at question marks, no fights. Pale's Blood gives us the extra draw of 1 card per turn, which is really nice here, especially with Guards and everything else we're doing. We get Sparkling Rouge. Sparkling Rouge is fantastic. Real quick, we're going to interrupt ourselves. Terraforming is cool with Lunar potentially, but Parry Plus, 14 block when we play Sovereign Blade, which makes it basically a protect from the Watcher from Spire 1 for a big attack. That's amazing. We're going to take that. It's going to help us for sure. And then after Sparkling Rouge is on the 3rd turn, you get 1 Strength, 1 Dex, which is really nice on what we're doing here. And then Bronze Scales does 1 for each damage, or does 3 for every damage we take in Retribution attacks. Vajra gives us 1 Strength, and we just got Happy Flower. Happy Flower gives us a energy every 3 turns. So you can set that up for future fights. If you delay a turn, and if you could full block and kill for sure on the next turn, you might want to do that, or even delay it for 2 potentially, or whatever. You can line it up to make sense for particular fights. Sometimes you don't want it on the first turn, maybe you want it on the second. So you could do all those things, which is kind of nice. Here we're going up against the Crab Boss, and this fight, I'm expecting it to go for a while, but already you can see we've got good scaling, and that parry coming in clutch already, giving us 14 block, allowing us to potentially turn around here as an example. Not that we got it. And we can turn around with Know Thy Place, which is nice. And Falling Star. Oh, the double weak is so good. Spoils of Battle will let us bring that Sovereign Blade into the fold here. And we already played parry. So, yeah, for some reason I thought we played that earlier. Now, there was a change to Sovereign Blade, not in this beta branch, but the current newest one that has come out since making this video, where now it actually gives you dexterity added to the card, or block added to the card, which means dexterity affects it. So that's pretty neat. However, we were frail, so this may actually work out slightly to our benefit, at least when frailed, to get the full 14 block rather than, I guess it would be like 9 or 10. So that's kind of cool. I don't know which one I like better. The guarantee of 14 block or the ability to scale up your dex and block for like, we would have blocked for 15 there as an example, which is cool. You could do some stuff with that. It makes oddly smooth stone better with parry. It makes Sparkling Rouge better. It makes, obviously, anything that gives you dex. If you get the Prismatic Gem, you might want to take Footworks. Even though you want to take a Footwork anyway, if you get it, because it's amazing. Kunai, all those things. There's a lot of interactions that can make it a very powerful block card. And, obviously, do a massive amount of damage. So, pretty cool. We're not going to play it this turn. We'll save it for the next one. This will let us do a 45 damage Lunar as we work down the left claw. I suppose it's his right claw. That's not fair, though. It's our left. You get it. So, at this point, the fight is going pretty swimmingly. We've got good hatchet damage constantly. 27 now we're doing, by the way, with the 2 strength, with the common vulnerable, with the sharp. I like it. Kingly Punch, though, also not bad. If we take a look at Kingly Punch, I think it does 45 also right now. That is scaling nicely. And yeah, we're looking pretty good. We can charge up even. We've got 5 star power, so we'll be able to play Falling Star. This is an example where charge may not have been the play. Because the guy on the right is most definitely about to try to kill us. Falling Star, I don't know if that was the play now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I mean, I get Guard, so that's cool. And Guards is going to give us a mega Lunar Blast. And I suppose we didn't even get Falling Star, so it doesn't even matter. Oh, no, we would have. We totally would have. But we can block for 54, so I guess it doesn't matter. And basically, the next time we get Kingly Punch, this guy is fried. A Lunar Blast would do a lot here also. Or, well, basically all my cards do a lot of damage now. So we're good. We can basically kill him. Thrumming Hatchet, doing the same amount as Sovereign Blade. Not bad. We get a colorless potion. We're offered a bunch of garbage. We don't really want Sword Sage. I don't think that works with parry. At least not in the current version of it. I recall in a prior game it didn't work. All right, Vaku, what do you got for me? This is the old art Vaku. New art, or spoiler, in the latest beta. So, Blood-Soaked Rose. Kind of interesting. I don't want the Talon. I don't want to make my deck bigger with more curses or wishes. I mean, that adds 5 cards. So, Enthralled is the play. We're going to Enthralled because I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to charge it every single turn 1. We know how well that's going to go. But, you know, it has my face on it, the Regent's face. So I feel like I am compelled to play it. We're going up against the Cultist here. We're going to be able to do a lot of damage to him. So nothing too scary going on here. Might as well play all the damage cards and get rid of some junk with guards. Well, not all of the damage cards. We have Sovereign Blade, which could be good with parry next turn, especially since he's vulnerable. Not that parry affects the vulnerable or is affected by vulnerable. We are able to charge the Enthralled, so that's kind of nice. But just to say that it's a big block card as well as doing damage. Yeah, so Enthralled, no problem this turn. Scary Relic, though. That has bricked runs for me in the past where you draw it on a turn, especially if you're like... I think I played it with Defect, and I got a Void along with Enthralled, and I had 2 energy, or 3 energy, which left me with 1 energy, which I'm pretty sure I just died on that turn because of that. It was brutal. So, like, if you're going to take it, make sure you have a way to transform it, or exhaust it, or deal with it in a way. Like, in the case of Ironclad, you could headbutt it, and then Havoc it, right? Like, that's an option. That's a little bit of work, but you can do it. We're going to block pot here to save 12 health. Perfect use of a block pot. No problem there. And this fight is Ogre. We're offered a bunch of junk. Begone is kind of interesting, but for a moment I'm like, oh, I could use that with Enthralled. The answer is no, you can't, idiot, because Enthralled is, you just can't do that. That's not how this works. It's got to be in your hand, and you have to play it if it's in your hand. So we're at the trial. We're going to get 2 random relics and add a regret, which, like, at this point, I've got multiple curses, so who cares, I guess. we're offered, or we receive a Pantograph and an Orichalcum. Pantograph heals 25 at the start of a boss fight. Really nice on Ascension 10 to have a Pantograph, by the way. It makes this second boss fight a lot safer. And Orichalcum gives 6 block at the end of a turn if you have no block otherwise. So really, that's nice in Act 1. It's not so great here, but it's fine. We'll survive. We're going up against the Biting Scrolls, where we are going to take possibly take some damage here. We got to play this Enthralled. Oh, yay. And we want to try to kill one of these guys if we can, which we cannot. So looks like Colorless Potion's going to be the choice here. We get a bunch of junk. Yay. Calamity is an option in this particular case with Thrumming Hatchets yet to be played. It does give us a Devastate, which is hilarious because it does 31 or 46, but only to the guy with 9. So I can't kill anything else. Yeah, yay. Orichalcum, though, saves us 2 max health. We do lose 6 and 2 max health there. Last event we took a Mad Science. So that was where they make a card for you. And that could be annoying when you have a not a lot of cards. And you don't want a lot of cards. But this let me get the draw 3, along with 8 or 9 block. Well, 8 block, and we have 1 dex. So, like, that's pretty awesome. We've got good scaling we're seeing now with that Kingly Punch. And I think we can get out of this without taking any more damage. Maybe not. No, maybe not. I think we're... Oh, wait. Yeah, Supermassive Lunar. There we go. We got it. Perfect. Very nice. So we're out of there without any more damage. Patter was interesting. Microsecond of a thought of did I want that with Lunar, but I don't think we do. Here we go. We've got a real nice shop here with a lot of options. Alignment could be okay. Not going to do it. 7 stars, been there, done that, and we don't have enough star power. Master of Strategy, really nice. Kind of want to get rid of that Regret, though. It's going to cost 200 to do it, but I think that's a hand. That's a card that we should get rid of. It does 1 damage if it's in your hand for every card in your hand. And against the bosses in these longer fights, that's going to bite us eventually. So, especially if we get caught with that and like an Enthralled and we just can't get rid of any more cards. If we draw into it, it's pretty bad. Like with that Spoils, that could be a rough go. But Guards is good here. We're going to be able to get rid of our curses that would have disappeared anyway. We don't need to talk about that. And I'm going to transform everything. We're not going to go with Sovereign Blade this time. We want to kill the guy in the back or a guy in the front. Actually, guy in the front probably better now that I'm thinking about it. Because the guy in the middle makes our cards ethereal. Now, we're going to take 1 here purposely just because I wanted to save those for a future turn. But yeah, look at this. So whatever we don't play, specifically whatever we don't want to play, will disappear. And that means that we're going to get back to the cards that we do want to play that much quicker. We can do a bajillion damage with Lunar, potentially, with some minion strikes. They Enthralled. So I thought about not playing anything that turn if I wasn't about to take 36 damage. 28 damage. I can't do math. And I was like, well, that would have been good if we got a turn where we could have just not played anything and let everything exhaust. Unlikely that that'll ever work out. So, unfortunate. But, still good. We got rid of a lot of cards there. And that means we should get our Kingly Punch sooner. We got to be careful here. We got to be careful with cards like Mad Science. Very scary. Kingly Punch no longer upgraded. Kind of sad. Spoils of War. A little scary here. But we have enough energy, actually, where we can play Mad Science and the Enthralled if needed. And we also get to play Lunar Blast. And if we don't get it, then we can Lunar Blast for even more. And things are good. So, no problem there. By the way, I got rid of my Sovereign Blade. And then I forged it again. So that's a cool little interaction that I guess is worth thinking about. That if you hadn't thought about it, you could do stuff like that. You can use your Sovereign Blade, exhaust it, and then just get it back the next time you forge it. Super blocking, by the way, which is kind of nice. There's that Enthralled. I am really struggling to get rid of it. I'm thinking now that Cosmic Indifference could potentially be good to allow me to charge Enthralled if I get that option. It's a common card. We don't have a lot of fights left in the game, but there's a possibility that we could get it. And for sure, like, that seems good. We could draw 3 cards, but there's a high probability of getting that Enthralled. 50-50, in fact. So we're not going to do it. And instead just keep doing damage and kill. But that was a consideration. We get a Fencing Manual, so we start with a Forge 10, which makes the Sovereign Blade do 22 to begin. Which is really nice, especially if we happen to get, like, Parry turn 1. Insta block card. Oddly Smooth Stone. Very cool. We'll take that. We're going to rest up here, get closer to full health. We don't need to rest before the boss, but spoiler, I'm pretty sure I forget about Pantograph going into the boss. And I unfortunately make the mistake of healing. I'm not sure why I'm telling you about that 10 floors before it, but that memory just popped up of like, oh yeah, it's going to be terrible. We get a nice charge before Enthralled. That's always something that you love to see. Turn them into useful minion dive bomb cards, which is funny because this enemy dive bombs us. So, like, I don't know. Is that ironic or tragic coincidence, maybe? Owl Magistrate. Tough fight. A lot of damage coming out of this one. We are able to easily full block, though. So, get to play a whole bunch of cards and do a lot of damage. This fight, not that scary. Oddly enough. I mean, typically it is. That's my point. And yeah, here we want to be careful. We want to play Kingly Punch before we draw the deck again. Now, this time it was fine because, but you'll see. So now we want to play Spoils. Maybe we can draw it again. We do get it again, which is awesome. Unfortunately, this is the one time he's not vulnerable. And this is like a mega damage turn too. I'm pretty sure if he was vulnerable, he'd be about dead. And now, of course, damage is halved. What a hassle. Always know thy place before that Falling Star. And we played Parry, so definitely playing Sovereign Blade here. Doing 20 damage, but blocking for 14. And yet, like, here we're seeing the deck's pretty powerful. It's working well together. There's that Kingly Punch. That'll get us the kill. Always double check to make sure there's anything else you want to play. We could have set up Happy Flower there, actually. And there it is. There's that Cosmic Indifference. That's going to be a real nice deck manipulation card that we can put to good use here. We've got enough gold where I think going to the shop makes sense until I get this stupid event. Unless I got the debt. I could do debt. And we're going to get a potion and another potion and some gold. So we get half of that gold back. Almost half. It was what, 81 gold? So at least we could still go to the shop if we want to fight that elite, and I kind of do want to fight the elite. So unfortunately, we can only buy Particle Wall, which isn't bad. That's another, if we got a potion of insanity from this fight, that is a way to do infinite damage against the boss. Now, while I say that, you would have to draw a Particle Wall with Lunar, which how we thin out the deck becomes more and more probable. Cosmic Indifference can make that more probable. So, like, that's a real thing. The chances of getting the potion at the end of this fight are pretty slim, of course. Like, I mean, that is a true statement, unfortunately. But the thought was, well, maybe we can get it at the shop on sale after an elite fight. Wait, no. We already did the shop. Never mind. That's not true. It would literally only be able to come from this fight. This is the last fight before the boss. So we weren't able to do it. Anyway, yeah, if we were able to do that, Particle Wall, you would be able to play it for 0/0 infinitely because it keeps going back into your hand. And then so you could do an infinite damage attack against the boss. But that is less useful against this boss. So all that said, Particle Wall, maybe not the best play to take. Low probability, and it's only really useful on like phase 3, honestly, of the boss. Unlikely to be useful on phase 1, or I guess it could. I mean, it could be useful on any phase, but not likely to be that impactful. So we are up against the Mecha Knight, which is a pain because he adds a whole bunch of burns. And that means that my deck thinning capability has dropped dramatically. And of course, I'm never going to draw guards with the burns all at once. That's just not how the game works. If you didn't know, the game will make sure you get the worst possible draw the moment you want the specific draw. At least it seems that way. Maybe I'm slightly exaggerating, but yeah, you can see that I'm not butthurt about it at all. Also, it kills our Kingly Punch and our scaling there, so that's kind of annoying. There's nothing to charge. I can get rid of a couple of defends, which I'm like, I kind of want the defends, but I guess I'll get rid of them. By getting rid of the defends, we can do more damage. I don't think I should have. I think I should have kept. I probably should have kept. Well, no. That was the right play. For a second, I was thinking that, although it would have been better for Lunar. Nah, it was the right play. It's all fine. It's all fine. I was thinking that it was the big attack this turn. It's not. It's the next turn. And Lunar Blast, though, is going to be able to do some decent damage here. 18. We'll take it. It's not the biggest one we've seen. That's what she said. I couldn't help myself. Damn it, Michael. And we never get the Enthralled charged. That's painful. However, we could Cosmic Indifference it. Yeah, but that's not useful either, so never mind. We don't get to do anything useful here. Okay, this fight. 37 incoming. That's a lot of damage. We don't have a good way to block this. Cosmic Indifference and Gather Light, not going to block for that much. There's no block card in the pile. I can weaken him, but he's already weakened. So the only real play is either Colorless Potion or the Vision? Liquid Memories Potion. And we can block for a bunch and do a ton with Sovereign Blade. So we're going to be able to block for 28, which is pretty solid. And also do 90, basically. So, or 86, whatever that was. With that, we should get out of this fight, hopefully with a half-decent draw. We can't use Charge again. Probably the most frustrating fight to have Charge not work out. I mean, I didn't even get the Charge burns. And of course, we get Enthralled immediately. The most useless charge ever. Miniature Cannon. So here's the miss. At this rest site, I think I rest, which is stupid because I'm going to max heal with Pantograph. I could have upgraded Lunar Blast to do 3 more damage. Actually, it would have done 4 more damage. So it would go from 4 to 8 plus my 2 strength, 10, plus vulnerable, 15, a hit. Oh man, that was a missed opportunity. All that said, on the plus side, we can get rid of Enthralled turn 1. Okay, all is well in the world. Wait a second, no we can't because we already played the stupid card. Dang it! Oh man, life's tough, huh? Last couple of fights, very rough draw orders. On top of that, this guy is doing... So phase 1, test subject gets 3 strength for every skill you play. Well, guess what I'm about to play a lot of? Well, guess what I've already played a lot of? You know it. Yeah. And I don't want to take 28 either. So I'm like, well, we might as well net block by playing Particle Wall. That gets us pretty close anyway. So we're gonna take some more damage. Maybe I should have gone further, played more Particle Wall. No, I could only play it once. I only had 3 stars. So that's unfortunate. We do have some options here, though. We have 5 energy and an energy potion. And we do not have parry yet. And we could draw into it potentially with Spoils of Battle, which will also make our Sovereign Blade do more. And also give us a chance to draw some weak. So, yeah, that's likely. We can also Cosmic Indifference and draw into something like Guards, which is kind of nice. Because that gives us a bunch of cards that we can get rid of to get more block. Remember, we could do it with Sovereign Blade again. We're not going to this time, but we could. And here we go. We have 37 block, 49 block, but he's doing 46 because he has 30 strength. What? Oh, it's so scary. Wait, make that 33 strength. But now we're going to put the damage down on him, and we'll be okay. Scary, but worked out just fine. So, realistically, maybe we could have saved a little health if we did the lunar differently. I don't think so, though. I think again, there was no way to do it with particle wall anyway, but yeah, that was a thought for a moment. Okay, so cosmic indifference, pretty useless right now. Mad science could draw more cards. It'd be nice to weaken this guy. I am worried about drawing into enthralled. If I can get lucky, it does block for 10, so that's like worth playing. And of course, we get the stupid enthralled. However, energy potion is going to do some work, and I'm tired of this. We're going to solve this problem. And we finally do the Cosmic Indifference Charge Enthralled combo. And unfortunately, I got to get rid of a Defend Plus, which I honestly didn't want to. It's fine. But I would have preferred to actually keep the Defend Plus, I think, and gotten rid of like a Striker, Particle Wall, or something else. Anyway, we got a bunch of wounds coming into the deck, so that can be scary. 11/4 with Know Thy Place or Falling Star, not that scary. Although we don't have a whole lot of star power, do we? Kingly Punch doing a lot of damage for us. Same with Sovereign Blade. And Sovereign Blade blocks really well, too. So we're going to do all of these things, along with a Lunar Blast, and maybe even block for a bit more. Master of Strategy is useful here. Tough call. Do we play Thrumming Hatchet? Thrumming Hatchet Lunar or Mad Science? Wait, does the math? I think it does. 27. Yep, that'll do it. All right, perfect. Good phase two. Would be scary to be this low going into another boss fight for sure, but we're okay. And we get a charge to get rid of a wound. Actually, two. We can do the combo here. Get rid of 2 wounds. This is working out well. Okay, I feel a little bit redeemed with my Cosmic Indifference pick on this turn. Of course, Intangible is going to be what kills us and screws us this turn. Going up against the Obnoxious. And Particle Wall actually doing something. Good job, Particle Wall. I'm glad you tried. Definitely approaching the last few turns here that we'll be able to survive. His scaling is going to get out of control. And we just need to make sure we keep him weak. So Know Thy Place. That upgrade paid for sure, where we're able to play that card. So that's an interesting thing about having Falling Star. If you can't play it, you can't then Cosmic Indifference it back on top of your deck if you have them together. So nor would I be able to play it this turn either had I played it. So a lot of things to consider. Drawing all of our damage once again on an Intangible turn feels bad, man. And we have the vulnerable with Know Thy Place. Brutal. So definitely want to get some star here, which Gather Light will help with that. Maybe charge. I'd have to take a look if we want to charge anything. Again, really, we can't go too many more turns before we ultimately will die here. And he's about to put 5 burns in the deck. So all of this stuff is a little scary. If we charge, it's not going to be good stuff to charge. So let's just get our star power up, and then we do whatever damage we can do. We're going to draw 5 or 6, I suppose. So we have a possible opportunity to draw Know Thy Place or Falling Star. Well, we have Falling Star for sure, right? But we can also start drawing burns. Now, Thrumming Hatchet's going to be nice. We did get a burn. Yay. Thrumming Hatchet's going to be nice here. Finally, we get to get a little bit of vulnerable on him on a big attack turn, or what could be a big attack turn. And obviously, we've got parry. So we're going to want to play that as well. But instead, I'm trying to full block for some reason. I'm not sure that was... Well, okay. I wanted to play Thrumming Hatchet. I'm not sure in hindsight that was the right play. Like, Sovereign Blade here is no better. But it does give us... It does give us some block. Know Thy Place will get us the weak, so we don't have to block for nearly as much. Kingly Punch, man. Trying its best. He's like, look, dude, I can do 63 damage right now. I was like, I know you can, or 68, whatever it is. but you can't because we can never play you because he's always intangible when I get you. Same with Lunar Blast. Lunar Blast going to do me, what, 5 damage? Ugh. Oh, you hate to see it. So yeah, here we're starting to get scary. It's we really need to get a good turn with Vulnerable. And if we don't get that, and we don't get, oh, we do get it. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay. All right. We have a shot. We have a shot. So Thrumming Hatchet, everything lining up. We can full block. Well, of course, because we're full blocking already. And I think the trick here is to just keep him weak. Yeah, most definitely. We'll get one more star just because we might need Falling Star in 2 turns from now, or play it twice in a row potentially. Unlikely, but potential. And he's intangible again. Of course. Not that we have a ton of damage here, but we may have to play Sovereign Blade. No, actually, we're blocking for a lot. We're blocking for a lot. So Thrumming Hatchet, Lunar Blast should get us pretty close to the kill. And now Sovereign Blade. What is Sovereign Blade up to? Oh, Kingly Punch will do it. 76. Nice. Thrumming Blade for the kill from the start to the finish. And GG. We get through Ascension 9. Next up is going to be Ascension 10 for the Regent. Let's see if we can do it. 2 bosses would have been tough there, even with Pantograph, but I think we had a shot. So, looking forward to the next one. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you soon. Bye.